I'm going to mute my YouTube really quick because I opened it up because I wanted to let everybody know what we were up to. So there, it is muted. How is everybody doing? You guys probably couldn't hear it because I got my headphones, but I could hear it.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it, but yeah, I understand not wanting to hear something while you're trying to stream. You're like, that's a little distracting, even if it's my own thing.
Exactly. And also because you guys know I don't like the sound of my own voice. So it's like, let me stop that while it's music.
Don't you love? It's like we don't like the sound of our own voice, but we're on YouTube, which means we have to edit ourselves. And then I have a podcast and I do the editing.
I know. It's one of the reasons why I'd rather live stream so I don't have to do it whenever I do a video. And I've been vlogging all month. So it's been a lot of fun learning how to vlog, even though I don't vlog when I should. I'm like, my kids keep telling me that's what you need to vlog. And I'm like, I don't remember to do it.
I had a day like full of streaming, and I was going through all my old videos and like logging them in my Notion in a new way. So it like just looks different than it was used to. So I was like, oh, like I need to go back and check my things to see like which days each vlog covered, because I delete the files from my computer once it's up, because it's up.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you for a few seconds.
Well, it muted me for a second because it's like your mic got unplugged, and I'm like, it did not. So
yeah, you were talking just fine. We heard you.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so I was like going through and I was like, what days were these vlogs? And I was like, oh, I had myself on mute, and I was like, because I was just scrubbing through the videos, but I was like, oh, I also like live stream because there's so much less work. Because with my new job, I'm just like, I should be vlogging stuff when I'm home, but there's no way I can vlog while I'm at work. And like, that's most of my days now. And like, I went to a Broadway show last night, and I always feel, I don't feel subconscious about like vlogging if I'm walking Riley on the street, but I feel really subconscious about the idea of like vlogging while in the back of a car or like on the subway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but then I could be like, hey, I'm going to this place, even if I'm not allowed to like film in the place, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because I feel weird about doing that, it's like, why am I vlogging anymore? So I'm not vlogging anymore right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm always worried because we've got so many at the house that will have the shirtless person walk by. So I'm like, I try to keep my vlogging to the office. I'm like, I don't know if it's boring or not. So I'm going to put one together. It's going to be a month of vlogging, and it's going to include the Worldwide Write-a-thon bits that I did.
Yay.
And so we'll see how it goes. If I get it edited, it's so much footage because I would just hit record, or I would forget to hit record.
Yeah. Vicky, I don't know if you're still here, Vicky. We're keeping this spoiler free. We're not showing the episode on here because that would like be a really bad idea on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't. Yeah, I'm not.
Big they don't like that.
Yeah, I'm not big enough where they're paying me to do stuff like that. Like some of these.
So we would both be watching and then chatting. So like if you all want to open it up like in another tab on your TV while you're watching us on your laptop or something. So if you're still here, just so you know, we're not spoiling anything.
Yeah. And we're only going to talk about what we see as we see it. And then we'll take a break at the halfway mark. I'm going to put up a banner so that we can do a little chatty if we want to do a little chatty. And then we'll watch the end.
We will. I want to do a little chatty.
Yeah. And we're going to do the first 2 episodes. Then we're going to come back on another Saturday and we'll do the finale, and we'll kind of recap all of the rest of it. So we'll do like a recap.
So that'll be a little more spoily.
But it won't be book spoily. Yeah.
No. Nia has a series, if you're new here, not just to Vicky, but anyone in the comments. Nia has a series called Scripting the Book, which is actually the background that we currently have going. So they've done Wheel of Time and they're doing all these things. And we talked about the first book and first season of Bridgerton, and those chats are spoiler filled, and Nia makes it very clear. But this is not spoilery. And I didn't get to watch your Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe watch party, but I don't know if that was spoilery
That one
either.
was
Although
spoilery, but
that
because it
is
was
older.
old. It's
Yeah.
super old, so that one was spoilery. But we are going to distinguish more, even with the more, especially because some things are newer, that we're going to have non-spoiler chat or only talk about the book, only talk about the movie or show, and then at the end we'll talk about it all. That way, people who want to know about the book or know about the show, they know, and I'll timestamp it for everybody. So we've discovered that will help people who are like, wait, I want to watch the show, but I don't want all the spoilers.
Timestamps are a godsend.
Yes. So once we delineate that a little bit more, I can timestamp where when we're just talking in and out about either, it's hard to do timestamps because it's like 30 seconds, 2 minutes, So
yeah.
That
Maybe
way
you should start putting us on a timer or something.
I won't do that to you guys. But as long as we keep it under 2 hours when we do those, because we can.
It's a challenge.
It is. Look how much we're chatting already. And we haven't even started. So the timer that you guys see over here, if you have to pause or step out or do something, the timer is going to count down the minute that we're at in the show. That way, if you're coming in late or if you have to step out for something, you'll know where we're at in the show, so you can move to there or just know for your own, when we pause, know where we're at versus where you're at. So that's why it's a kind of a reverse. It's not a countdown timer like normal, and people have been using it. I'm like, I looked at the views I just posted. I'm like, people are using this timer, but hey,
but maybe they're like, maybe they're pulling a Kate and are like doing an hour sprint.
That's true. It would work for that. It would definitely work for that. If you need something to do for 60 minutes, it will count up to 60 minutes in like 5 or 10 seconds. Because it does the whole little end. So
it says 50 seconds, an hour and 50 seconds.
I know. I'm like, where does that come from, timer? What did you? But it goes along with everything I kept doing. I kept going over to make sure it matched up because I'm like, where is all of?
I trust you, but I don't know if it's a little bit off. You'll be able to tell by us, like our little commentary, where you'll be, oh shit, I'm a little behind, and you can
Yeah. But for the most part, each minute marker is 60 seconds. And we should be good to go. I'm very excited because this is of the 4 books that I read, because I only read the first 4 because I didn't want to get too spoilered yet. But now now that they're blending the stories, I'm like, no, I need to go read the rest of them now. So
I have stuff to say, but I'm going to save it.
I know. I'm like
the scripting the book.
I'm leaving it at blending the stories because I don't want to spoil anything. But if you read each individual book,
it's like they are blending things, but they're not, because it's like you're getting to know each character more.
Yeah,
in the show prior to their story, their season.
Exactly.
They've been renewed through season 4, which I just found out before this started.
I found that.
So
out
that's
too.
it. I didn't know that. I'm excited. But like some of the things that they're putting into the show, like you're getting to know the character more, but it's either not stuff that was in the books. Sorry, like they're either adding like a different prequel to what's in the books, kind of like the way that The Crows and Shadow and Bone, the Netflix show, it's like that stuff takes place before the book 6 of Crows, and it's the characters, but it's not what happens in the book type of thing.
Yeah.
Or they'll like plant the seeds of something that does happen in the book, but obviously they're going to change the book for the season, so we don't know what's actually up. So yeah, but they are blending things a lot more than the books do, where it's like just the couple. Oh, we have a family gathering. Yeah, there are 7 other Bridgertons, remember? And then it's like back to the main show. Whereas here it's like, if you've seen season 1, you know that like they go through the different characters.
Yeah, which is great. I like that. All right. So if you're ready, are you ready?
Yeah, let me know when to click play on this awesome timer.
All right, guys, we're going to start Bridgerton Season 2, Episode 1, capital R, Rake, and go.
I love the instrumental.
I know. And they're all,
It's
the
just,
openings are always so pretty.
I know.
The
And then
big,
I got the covers for the season already. Not
oh,
all
wow.
of them, but the ones I like. They got that album fast this time versus for season 1. There's a wait. Daphne's back.
Yay.
Sibling squabbling.
Mm-hmm. I hope they make that a thing for every opening. The sibling.
I mean, they've done it for 2 seasons. I feel like at this point it's established, right?
Yeah, we must open with the siblings going squabbling.
I mean, it is called Bridgerton.
Right.
But I love, she's like, I left my husband and child for this. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
elephant in the room.
It's like, get that out of the way right now. Oh, she's so
I love
pretty,
Daphne's expression where she's like
though.
rolling her lips in because she can't say anything. I love that they're wearing matching outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Like that friendship.
Yes.
I'm so excited for the spinoff.
Right?
Shonda's gonna write it personally, which
Oh,
is gonna
wow.
make it like because my mom was like, "Oh, did she not write the show?" And I'm like, "It's Shonda Land. There's no guarantee that she wrote, especially because she's not she is the showrunner, but she's not like Chris Van Dusen is the one in charge somehow."
Yeah. Yep. Right.
Well, you say that, but you don't know him. So what if he
Right.
doesn't see to that? What everyone wants to hear.
Right.
Control your emotions.
It's like, so in other words, don't be myself. Okay.
Well, it's also like, why are you upset? I'm not. Are you sure? You look upset. Well, now I am.
Making me upset. She looks so uncomfortable.
God bless Daphne trying. My brain. Sorry. My mind was like, where's Colin? And I was like, oh, right. He's traveling. Right. The Queen's makeup is always. I love that there was an Asian one. Like, it's the only Asian person last season was really like one of her attendants.
Yes. It's like we can broaden.
Oh, and there's another Asian debutante. Like, right. Sorry, I'm saying Asian. I mean East Asian because obviously Asian. The Sharma family is
South Asian.
East.
So.
Yes. Yeah. It's more like I see myself on screen. It's not just that like non-Western people are seeing themselves on screen, and non-white people are.
Yeah. She
doesn't have freckles. I don't get that insult, Mama Featherington.
She looks like she's gonna have a panic attack. Poor baby.
Is she gonna trip or faint? Is she gonna pull a Prudence spell? Featherington.
Right.
She knows something's wrong.
Yeah.
All the way down the hall. Trailer shot.
She's so happy.
Viscountess Bridgerton is like so upset. Violet. But Eloise is like, yeah.
Like, this is the best thing. She didn't even waste a second. She's like, can I go? Boom.
She's like, I'm not even waiting for an answer.
Yeah.
Like, I did enough of a courtesy by asking whether it was proper, and then I don't care. So for people who don't understand Regency England, all the young ladies have to be presented to the queen, which was mentioned in the first episode, the first season. And Daphne was there to like show support for her sister, but she's not staying for the season, which is why she's like, I'm not going to miss it.
Yep.
Because she's not going to be there. And emotionally, she's not going to like miss the stress.
Yeah. Because that is one thing. Once you're married and you have your kid, you can just sit back and let them, you don't have to worry about going back into society until you've got a daughter who comes of age. So this is like your break. I'm like, if I don't have to be here, I'm not going to be here.
Yeah. And like some people, like with not love matches, the guy will live in town, which whenever they say town, they mean London, while the wife lives in like the country, raising the child. But obviously Simon and Daphne have a love match, so he's also in the country with her.
Yeah. And I would imagine when he's in town, she's in town. Even if he's in town on business, she has an option that they can come.
Yeah, they're not going to be apart from each other.
Yeah,
they don't even have separate bedrooms.
Right. Where other couples were like, either way,
it's like out of sight, out of mind. It's
exactly.
Like I fulfilled my duty by getting married, and I'm going to have an heir, and the woman like married up, and that's it.
Yep.
I hate Cressida as a character, but I really like how the actress plays her.
Yeah, I like like someone that I can love to hate. Like, I hate her, but she's doing so good. Bravo.
But it's like I don't know. I like her more than Regina George, which is probably blasphemous. And you can at me online, like I don't really care, but like I just don't really like Regina George. I love Rachel McAdams, but like I don't like her character even as a love to hate.
Yeah. I love her using more of her natural accent in this scene. It's great.
Yeah, I feel like that would be fun.
Mm-hmm. To have the accent that you have to use for your character, and then be able to use more of your natural accent to play when your character is pretending to be someone else.
She said he's new to the arrangement. Like, I wonder why she switched printers. Like, to maintain more secrecy, do you think? I mean...
Yeah, I think because when she almost got caught, remember?
Oh, right. I didn't even...
So
I mean, I remember that. But I didn't even think, like, oh, yeah, of course she'd switch printers. Duh.
Yeah, so I would think that the royal people would know to keep coming back and watching that particular printer.
Or at least keep an eye on it.
Mm-hmm.
I want that lipstick shade. Like, I don't even know if it would look good on me, but it looks like a shade that would look good on almost everyone. I swear I'm normally not this obsessed with makeup and outfits and stuff, but like when I really appreciate production and makeup and costumes because I know like people in theater and TV. So like being able to.
Yeah, and understanding how much goes into it. It's just. Oh, I better put up the banner for when we pause before I forget.
Okay, let me pause the timer.
No,
Oh,
you're
you
good.
paused.
You're good.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I was just putting up the banner to say when we're pausing in the show.
Oh, okay. I only heard pause and I was like, ah.
Oh. But you were on it though.
He's like, I want betrothal ring. She's like, I know what you're asking. I'm like, do
Like,
you?
Not yet.
Interviews, how romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what timestamp are you at? Because I did pause.
I'm at 11:56 roughly, or 11:51. About 11:56, 11. So right at the 12 now. Oh no, it's still at 11. Oh gosh, it's hard to see. It just hit 12, so you're good.
I might be a second behind you now.
Oh, it's okay.
I did try to catch up, but he just got handed a bunch of accounts at his desk, so I hope I'm around.
Yep, you're perfect. Oh my gosh. It's like books.
The budget for extras, because of how many are speaking this season, like with single shots on them, I must have skyrocketed from the last one. Because at least when Daphne was being courted before Anthony ruined everything, it was like in a group, so not everyone had to talk.
Yeah, and with this one, they literally have to go be somewhere else every single time.
Well, it's like even if it's in a set next door, it's like they have to do coverage on both ends to show his reaction and things like that. So it's
yeah. I'm sorry, that hat she made was kind of cute.
I didn't notice. I guess I'll have to watch this for a third time.
It's the mom turns around as soon as she says she makes her own hats. The mom turns around and she's got like this little neat hat thing that kind of like does her hair. So I thought it went with the costumes.
Well, I didn't think it was ugly, but I don't remember like really whether or not I like it.
Yeah.
I don't think I noticed it enough.
But he wasn't impressed at all. It's just like no.
Well, he was probably like too many feathers or whatever, the same way that Eloise is, but obviously for a different reason.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
It's a woman riding astride. She's not riding my saddle.
And her stockings are showing and everything.
This just makes me think of when Daphne was riding in episode 4 of season 1. Was she riding astride as well? I can't remember.
I don't remember if they showed. I think she was, though. I don't know why I feel like she was. Because she was going kind of fast.
I mean,
you wouldn't ride saddle that fast.
Yeah, she would have to. But no one commented on it. But then again, she was only with her family and the Duke in that field. Yeah. So I don't feel like anyone would have said anything. But
yeah. Because even though this is early in the morning, anybody could see her and just be scandalized.
No, but she's riding early in the morning to avoid everyone. Because most people ride to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Our leading lady.
There she is.
She's so pretty.
She really is. Oh my gosh.
Like very striking. I like people who have striking appearances. Did she say
yes.
me?
Yes. She's like, oh great, this dude's gonna.
Well, it's just whenever I read a historical romance or watch something and they use that, I'm like, Is it that old a curse word? Because I'm so used to hearing them like say bloody or bollocks or something.
Yeah. But that's what it sounded like to me.
This is also reminding me of Cinderella, the live action one.
Oh, yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yep.
Oh, she lied.
Or that, or she really was lost and didn't realize it till just now. Like, but cannot admit she was wrong.
I don't think she was lost. I think she's like, oh shit, they're heading toward my sister. So
Oh, that's true.
I think she lost track of time.
Time. There you go. I just love what they've done with the Lady Danbury character. This is great.
I love that they're like that they kept her around and that they're integrating her into this storyline, because I would have been so sad if she like got sidelined because the Duke was no longer there.
I know, it's just great.
Is missing.
Yeah, the gardens.
Like, I know it's a different pattern and it looks, you know, a lot more embroidered and stuff, but Lady Mary is wearing a lavender very similar to the Bridgerton shade.
Mm-hmm.
And like normally each family like has its assigned color in the show, not in the books. I have that in my story.
That's so different about the opening scene with the Featherington sisters, and they're all wearing the dark because their dad. So
yeah, but what's
their dark.
In season 1 when Portia to Marina is like, it's time you wear the family colors. Is like, which is what? Because you don't have a unified
yellow or orange.
And like
the Bridgertons wear the blue that kind of yeah, those.
Well, the boys will wear like their navy blue,
and the girls wear the purples and lavenders. It's very pretty. Yeah. I like that.
Very refined, obviously.
And Lady Danbury's always in the burgundies and stuff.
There was one time where she wore blue in season 1, and like obviously she killed it, but I was like, nah, your colors are in the red palette and burgundy. Yeah. Like,
give me a burgundy.
It's like, don't stay in your lane because like you can't succeed in others, but it's like you've got a signature look. You keep it.
Yeah.
I'm a year away from being a old maid like Kate. Actually, since I'm older than 23, I probably am an old maid by Regency standard.
Yeah, because when she says 26, Lady Danbury is like, oh gosh, older than I. Looks like she's thinking older than I thought. Kate's giving her own resume as she boosts Edwina.
Lady
like,
Danbury is like, oh, this one speaks back.
Yeah, exactly.
Shade. Lady Mary is like, please stop antagonizing our host and sponsor for the season.
Letting us live here and paying for everything. And I'm drinking my chai tea, which is the kind which is what we should be drinking.
I just have ginger ale. Okay, this is going to sound so rude, but I don't think the plaid looks nice on Eloise. Or the stripes, but still, like, it just doesn't look as nice on her.
Which is probably why she would want to wear that.
But, like, there's no way that her mom would have allowed Madame Delacroix to even make it if she didn't approve of it. Because, like, while Eloise, like, will smoke and be very outspoken and stuff, like, her clothes have never been inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
She just didn't like that her hems had to be lowered to, like, officially enter society.
They're back in their bright colors.
Look, for all their bad fashion, I do have to say that Portia always looks nice. It's her daughters who are in outfits I'm like, they're not flattering.
Right.
Like, okay, they're not pretty dresses, but they look nice on Portia.
Yeah. I think it's her figure.
Oh, but also, like, I like shiny things. I'm a crow. I remember faces, hold grudges, and like shiny things.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, putting Pen in just the brightest yellow all the time. Like, you would think that she would want to help her daughter look more flattering, but she's like, she doesn't even care.
But it's like, they give a reason in the book.
Yeah.
Book 4.
Right.
They make you wait for it.
Really.
I love the actress who plays Edwina.
Yeah, Charita Chandra.
Yeah, she's just a ray of sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
She was in the Alex Rider adaptation that came out in 2021, and now I'm like, oh, I need to watch it. because I loved those books as a kid. I take it back. I love the first 2 books in that series, and then I DNF the third one. If you don't antagonize her too much.
Right. I love their relationship, though.
Yeah. Well, if someone saw you. Also, the grooms in the stables had to have seen you.
Mm-hmm. You think if she asked, they're not going to tell her?
Like, I know they're the help, but the Bridgertons, like in season 1, are like, as we know, the help are everything.
Oh, this song.
I might have to get all the covers, because even though I don't like listen to all of the songs like in their normal version, like there's something about hearing it on strings.
I know. I was actually like singing along, and I was like, wait a minute. I never listened to the song.
Yeah, right? There's one exception with like later in the show, they play a Pink song, and it's Pink, so obviously I listened to the original. I love her one-liners.
Mm-hmm. I was like, ouch.
Does everyone have to do that, or is it just because she's a lady?
Like be introduced to the queen?
No, like say goodbye. Like if you're leaving the country, like does everyone have to be like bye?
I got the feeling that I don't want to spoil anything. We'll talk about this when we do our next one, because
yeah, no, I know. That's why I'm trying to be very opaque.
But I have thoughts.
I want to hear them later.
Yeah. I love that. Announcing and very loudly that her son's going to find a wife. And
I believe I did. okay, she married a commoner, which is if they're going to be like classes, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you already had a kid, like men remarry all the time in this time.
But
in addition to cheating all the freaking time.
Yeah, but I think that him having a kid already was just like icing on the cake for them. They're like, oh, he's a commoner
True.
and he's got a kid. What are you doing?
Right. I was thinking that they were saying it like as another reason, but I think you're right. Way to be crass, dude.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's murder. Dear and very dead husband.
Do you want to pause now? We missed our pause because we were so into it.
Sure.
All right. Are we paused?
Yes.
All right. So we are paused at I'm going to put it that we're paused at the 32, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, I'm at 32:40, but we are within we haven't hit 33.
So what are you thinking so far? Like halfway through the episode, I'm super intrigued. Like this was literally me just totally grinning at all of the quips and everything. I'm like, this is delightful.
I mean, first of all, like I'm just so happy it's back, but also I don't know, like this is not my favorite book. I want to say, like, according to Julia Quinn and like all the press for it that was more about the book, not just the show. They were saying that this is the favorite book of the series, which I is not how I see it, but I am more interested in seeing Anthony taken down a peg than I was in like Simon and Daphne's relationship. Yeah, like I loved how they did it in the show, but there's just something more exciting.
Yeah, I wasn't as invested. I enjoyed all of season 1, but I'm not going to spoil anything. But as far as ranking of the books, of the 4 that I've read, this one is my second favorite of the 4 that I read. So, not my favorite, but The Duke and I was, I think, my third, and then Collins was my 4th favorite. So of the first 4,
really, Collins my favorite.
Oh wow.
Actually, I mean, of the 4 that you've read, I actually think that the 5th one might be my favorite, and then Collins, and then Anthony, and then Daphne, and then Benedict.
Yeah, and Benedict's is my favorite.
Benedict is the 3rd one, and there is something triggering in the start of that book. I know we're not talking about the books, right. Yeah. I mean,
When we get there, we'll definitely, because there might be some people, I don't know how they're going to do it. So there might be some people that will definitely want to skip that. Depending on how.
I mean, they already kind of did something in like season 1 that was like upsetting. Yeah. That doesn't happen in the book. So it was like,
yeah.
Great.
There's
for
always
someone.
Something. There's always
something. There almost always is something in the historical romance genre, like of a book. It's like whenever there's a description, like in the description where it's like, oh, blah blah, young woman, blah 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 blah, has a secret. It's like almost always that like she was almost or has been ruined because not by her choice, and it's like
right, but
just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right. I hope everybody got a chance to stretch or do whatever you need to do because I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to keep watching.
You're like, yeah, let's get back into it.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Starting now.
They're right in front of him.
Yep. Yep. Isn't that wild? You can't even not dance with someone who's totally giving you the creeps if you don't want to. It's like, ugh.
Lady Mary is probably like, please stop antagonizing. Like in her head, screaming at. Yeah, and when they don't see her dancing on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
She meant people that you could like actually marry, not super famous writers who may or may not already be dead by this
Right.
point.
Exactly.
I don't remember when Lord Byron died.
Like, who's dancing bad here, him or her? Because
it's obviously her.
Yeah, but it's like he's not even
implication.
trying. But it looks like he's not even trying.
Yeah,
Like,
but the
yeah,
implication is that the implication is see that hard turn. Like the implication is that he knows what he's doing
and she doesn't. But
yeah, because earlier when he was courting women, like one of them also didn't know it.
Yeah,
it's like he's a Bridgerton. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
except when he doesn't, which is.
But it's
dealing with interpersonal.
When you see other people who one of them doesn't know how to dance, how they're like being super polite and like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it, you know. Or, don't worry about
but like he's supposed
but he's
to
like so over it. He's like, I don't care. I'm not going to help you.
But like he's supposed to be unlikable at the start, so we can understand why. I get why Anthony didn't notice her, but how did none of the men see her like leave the ballroom and be like, "Oh"?
Yeah, they're so engrossed in their arrogant little conversation.
I just feel like in real life back then they would have been like, "Oh, we can't say these things in front of a lady. Like she might hear us."
Oh gosh. I would have just kept walking.
Well, obviously.
I mean, she's not wrong. She was just walking out the door.
She did stay and listen, though. Because that's how this world works.
Mm-hmm.
The teaser trailer made me worried about this season. And then when they released this, they released this clip first, and I loved it. And then the teaser trailer dropped, and I was like, oh no. And then the real trailer dropped, and I was like, oh
yeah.
Because the teaser trailer just seemed so lackluster, and I was like, oh no.
Like, they better bring the fire. Penn does not want that. She cannot get her a lady whistle down on with Eloise.
She's like, ah, shit. Again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, it's almost like Anthony ushering Daphne out of her first bowl of soup too soon.
I like the parallels.
Yeah. Not to get too far ahead, but there are parallels in episode 4 too.
Sorry if you can hear Loki sleeping.
I don't think I can.
Okay, good. It's kind of loud, but I know StreamYard does the thing where it can buffer out background noise. I'm like, can you quiet down with the snoring?
Are we going to take a break between episode 1 and episode 2 in the stream?
Yeah.
Didn't know the game plan.
I love how she's such a business lady.
Who's Who taught her to do math? It definitely wasn't her dad or her mom. She got 11 and left with 10 pounds for all that work, and the entire ton buys her paper.
I know. Isn't that wild?
How low does she charge?
It might be partly that she upped everybody's, all the delivery boys. She's paying them more now.
I don't think that's a conversation held until in like the second episode of this season.
Oh, darn. Did I just... No, I thought she just...
I don't think she said it in this episode.
I thought she said it first.
Oh, maybe. When she first visits
I'm like,
him?
oh no, yeah. I thought she said it there.
I don't think
so.
Yeah,
she did. That's when she was using her accent for the first time.
Okay, she does say that in the first
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought she said it in a later conversation.
I'm like, did I just spoil something? Everybody ignore that.
Well, I mean, that's not a bad thing.
I know. I wonder why these two guys aren't having any luck.
There's nothing wrong with them, except that she doesn't like them, which means, like they said, she got in the way and she's dreadful, at least to their purposes.
But this is the second time they're barely out of earshot where they insult, because these were the same two guys from Eloise that asked Eloise to dance.
Well, there were like lots of things in this show where like they'll be like whispering, and I'm like, you're not whispering. Like anyone could walk by here. Well, it's like even when the Duke and Daphne were in the portrait hall or whatever privately, and they're like, we fooled everyone, including Lady Whistledown. It's like she could walk by.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but also Anthony might not, like the fact that he knows that everyone's just after his fortune. Although, I mean, they're also after her doubt. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Like, what went wrong here? She is like...
I mean, I love a woman who puts her work first, like not like lose it to a relationship, but like she was doing fine with work while they were having an affair.
Yeah. I think it might have more to do with like just now. Like I think she was friends with Anthony's old flame. So I think she's getting the picture that they're always just going to be the side chick. They're never going to be the real thing. So she's not going to, keep wasting her time.
But like she knew that when she was with him
Remember? It was kind of like last year, at the end of last season, Anthony had that moment of just do what you want, marry, be with someone you love, so there might have been that moment. And now she's just like, yeah, no, let's be real. I need to focus.
Yeah. Yeah, but like in your family, the parents are actually hands-on. In every
Yeah.
other family, it wouldn't matter if the woman's an idiot because the servants handled all of it. I wish guys wore more suits today.
I know.
They look so nice. I hate her.
Mm-hmm. She definitely was more evil this season than she was last season.
But like she reminds Drizella. She just like reminds me so much
Yeah.
of Drizella in Cinderella, and I like can't. Whereas, Philippa's mean to Penelope, but otherwise she's pretty benign.
Yeah.
Kind of like, Anastasia in Cinderella. And then
Yeah.
Cinderella 2 was great.
Yeah.
Do you not see the letters that arrive to her? Like,
Right?
actually, I realize now they don't have a servant to hold the letters. So maybe they don't see the letters anymore.
Yeah. I guess because Colin left right when the dad died, so everything would have started declining for them rapidly at the time that
Like
she
we
was
don't know when the servants started leaving, but like now they don't have any except for
Mhm.
Farley. So
Which is wild. Mm-mm.
from home.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that is true.
Because they're smarter.
Mm-hmm.
They have self-preservation.
Yeah.
Is what I mean.
Like Kate doesn't know, but she's finding out right now.
I mean, she is paying a kindness to an old friend.
Yeah.
But it was manipulated, so. Which knocks out like half the ton.
Yep. And that explains why she was asking who the Cornwall guy is. Like, oh, Baron? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, she was like, no misters.
Yep.
I mean, that's not an unreasonable deal.
Yeah, like it's our money.
Especially back then.
Yeah. Especially after
like, hey,
they disowned their daughters, so they're kind of lucky, you know?
Yeah, and they're like, hey, we're gonna our granddaughter's gonna marry into like a good family. We're happy to pay the dowry to make that happen.
Yep. Another dig at their tea.
Any man kind enough to ask? Most of them aren't kind.
Mm-mm.
The amount of white that is used in this, like the outfits, like white fabric wasn't popular until the Victorian era, which comes after Regency, because Queen Victoria wore it for her marriage.
Right.
And yet Daphne wore a white wedding gown. Like, they're all wearing white. It makes sense for the queen, because at least she's rich enough.
Yeah.
And like, not that Lady Danbury and the Bridgertons aren't rich enough to pay for white stuff, but
everybody, they're all wearing white or very light.
Yeah. Because even for Daphne's wedding, they're like, oh, it's too expensive to pay for white dough, white flour to make the cake.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Lady Mary being like, maybe I can numb the night.
Right. I love the friendship with the queen and Lady Danbury.
Like, they play this game where it's like they respect each other, but like you still have to be like, she is the queen.
She is the queen still.
Do you think they were like in the same season and obviously she got picked by the king, which is what elevated her to become a queen? But like, do you think that's how they know each other? Because I doubt that they would have become friends after she'd become.
Yeah, I think to me it seems like they were all in the same season, because remember the other one was talking about how she came out in the season and then just ran off with, that is this episode. Yes. Sometimes I'm like, wait, was that at this episode? So I think that they were all around the same age, so they were all coming up together, and she probably
But Lady Danbury seems older than Cressida's mom. And Mary and Lady Mary.
But they could have been. It just depends on if someone was 22 versus someone who was 16.
True. You know? True. I didn't take that into consideration.
Because their kids are all roughly the same age.
True. Because, like, I totally buy that Violet Bridgerton, the queen, and Lady Danbury could have all been in the same. Not because they, like, look older, but just, like, the way that their characters have taught. You know, the familiarity there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't get over the amount of white. Like, that's something that's bugging me. Whereas, like, people were upset last time where it's like, oh, the colors are too vibrant for that time. And I'm like, but it's a show. Like, it's fantasy. At some level.
Yeah.
It's a fantasy. It's not fantasy genre.
I feel like Bridgerton just kind of leans into their costumes. Like they don't care if they're not perfectly accurate. They're more like, this is our
Yeah.
style. This is our aesthetic.
But like I'd rather they stick to the colorful
More
stuff than
color.
like put everyone in white. And then I'm like, see, like there's actual historical, like very obvious that wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Versus when I asked my costume designer friend who like studied the history of fashion, it's like, yeah, they weren't that bright.
Yeah.
You know, because things would get dirty and then you couldn't. But
and they
still,
didn't use a lot of purple either because purple was very expensive.
Purple was for royalty.
Yeah, only because they're the only ones that could afford it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
Also, I wouldn't have been surprised if there was like some king at some point who was like, it's a royal color, which means even if you could afford it, you can't.
Right.
Because they're that extra. Yo, maybe don't be so open.
I know. That's that little panic you just had. You've been keeping it. She's like telling her, I can hear everything that goes on. I know all the secrets. Like, say it a little louder, Penelope. Eloise.
Say it with your chest if you're going to say this much. Yikes. Also, in every shot, like they either show more or less of Penelope's cleavage. And
Right.
I'm like, did they change her dress in between shots? Like, did they have her pull it up and down? Because even if she's leaning forward, it would look different than this. Everyone always has a tiara in their hair. And I'm like, did they really? Like at parties, like I don't think Daphne had a tiara except when she went to like that one with the prince where she's like, Rose, like do my hair up with the flowers and pearls to like make the Duke jealous and be like, this is what you're missing.
Yeah.
But like Penelope has the stars and
That's the timer.
Oh.
It's been 60 minutes. Oh, yep. Oh, and there it is. See?
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I was like clicking on it. I was switching. So it is in a different tab, but it's also on my two different things. But because I like seeing you while we're chatting, like I still have to click through a different tab versus just being like, oh, click. So I apologize.
It's okay.
But I love that the timer went off, like the trumpet went off, like right before the queen started singing.
Like,
I was like, that was a good time. I have 7 minutes and 39 left on mine. I don't know if I'm like a second different than you.
I've got 7:15 left.
Okay, then I'm gonna scooch ahead a little to match you.
Okay. Yeah, we just finished the dance where I'm at.
It lets me go to 7. You said 7:15? Okay.
Yeah, 6:55. Yeah, don't miss this part. It's where he's meeting Kate.
He's like, excuse me, I'm more important than all of you.
Right?
I can stand behind you and still catch the queen's attention.
Ouch.
$4.35 left.
Why is mine says 5:36 left? What in the world?
What is? Why can't we line up?
I don't know.
We'll line back up for the second.
Yeah, we're almost at the end. Let's just like 5 minutes left. So
I think it's because I hit pause that one time by accident, and then I tried to catch up and surpassed you. The judgment.
I know. All right, we are at the credits. We're gonna do a 5-minute break. So if you need to do anything, and then we'll also have a little bit of chat about what we just saw. I'm gonna go ahead and set up episode 2 and hit the pause on it. Okay, so we have a 5-minute break. Little things that I didn't get to mention, like I get very, very anxious every time Penelope, I feel like when we get little hints that she might be getting caught, like when she's in her room and her sister finds all of her writings, and her sister's like almost aha, but then we realize, okay, she's not got caught. She's been writing to Colin. That is my first oh no. But
yeah.
And then again, when she's talking to Eloise, and she's like, I hear everything, and she and Eloise is like, aha, and it's like, oh no. But it's just that it was some,
and then it's just like, oh, you like not being forced to do this thing that my mom is making me do, and I'm like, oh
my gosh. I feel like it's gonna be
the panic attacks we now experience because we're like,
we know.
Oh. Where's for season 1, you're like, oh, who is it? If you haven't read the books, the whole series.
So that's one thing that is different now from the first season, is that now that I know who it is, last time I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, is it Lady Danbury? I know it's not a servant. It can't be, because that's just ridiculous. Could it be the Modiste?
I love when it was like, Eloise, what are you doing in my room? Blah, 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 blah. Aren't you supposed to be the smart one?
It's if I was Lady Whistledown,
when do I have time? And if I was Lady Whistledown making all that money, do you really think that I'd still be working for your family, even if they're probably the nicest family to their servants
Exactly. So that was hilarious. So it's like it's a different experience watching this time, knowing that
Yeah.
it's Penelope. Just every time someone like is around her or she says something, every time she goes somewhere, I'm like, is someone gonna see her?
Yeah,
So
like
like
when
everything's heightened.
if you watch the Pink Popcast, their reactions to the first like season, they're going to be doing the second season starting next week because I think they're watching it this week and then
Mhm.
they have to edit the video and like get it out. They, every time there's like, are you Lady Whistledown? Like you're being very opaque about
Right.
like whether or not you are, and especially when Eloise confronted Madame Delacroix, they were like, it is like, are you saying you're Whistledown? You're not being very clear. Like, just so we're clear. And it was like very
Yeah.
funny to see them be like, are you?
And
Like
it's so
everyone
funny
else.
that they really kind of decided at the last minute that they were gonna expose Penelope. And so and she says it was a reshoot.
It
And
was a
then
reshoot.
yeah,
And
it was a
then
reshoot.
there was, if you look at on YouTube, it was like Netflix's book club or something. They were interviewing Julia Quinn,
Mhm.
and she said that she didn't know that they had decided to go with that route. So when she was watching it, she was surprised that they revealed it because the version that she had read, they were going to do a red herring. And then the interviewer was like, so why did they reveal it? And she's like, they just felt like people are going to find out through the books.
Yeah,
We
because
might as
everybody
well have it
yeah,
out there. So
yeah.
and then also we
It
get all
worked.
this extra drama,
Yeah,
heart
because that
palpitations.
yeah, we're gonna like, we already went through all of these people. We know it's not them, come on, or is it? You know? So this
Yeah,
is
there's like if
it's
you
it's
drag on a mystery so long, I feel like you
you
start to
listen
lose
to
interest.
yeah.
But now we're like, it's
We're
the
all
dramatic
angsty for her. We're just
irony.
like
Yeah, it's the
we're like,
dramatic
"Please don't
irony of
get
the
caught."
audience knowing what characters don't. And it's just
Yeah, so that was a good choice. That was a good choice. Are we ready to get started with episode 2? I think mine yeah, I got mine set up. So we can
yeah, I
start.
have mine queued. Oh, why is the timer being weird? If I click play, does that go away? Great. Okay.
Okay,
Hit
it's
play,
gone.
everyone. Yeah.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Episode 2. I'm at the little Netflix end. Da-dun. Also, I love pretty handwriting.
Me too. Spinster of a beast.
Mm-hmm.
I love their sisterly relationship, but blind faith in anyone is not a good idea.
Yeah. I just love the casting so much.
I know. Marriage is a matter of business.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, poor Dweeta's like, wait, really?
It's like Kate said I could fall in love. What do you mean? Love the way he says, "Das ist da."
I love Benedict.
See, everyone seems so incredibly spoiled. Like,
well, we are in the ton. Like, we're not seeing outside of Grosvenor Square.
I know. Like, we're not seeing how the servants live, so.
Do you not recognize his voice by now? You've met him like 3 times. You just see the line of people, right?
Yeah. Into the queue, buddy.
Yo, dude, you should have shown up early.
Right? Thought he was gonna get that Bridgerton privilege that always works.
Yeah, but it's like,
Not
first of all, the
today.
sister doesn't like it you. Second of all, the queen literally announced that she is the diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was going to go for her.
I like her haircut too. Eloise's haircut.
Yeah. She needs to find happiness. And by happiness, I mean with a husband and settle down.
Not by yourself. You can't be happy that way.
I was like, you could be happy with someone. Colin, my brother? No. I'm not suggesting
His little facial hair.
I don't like it.
Yeah. It doesn't last. A lot of people liked it, but I think he looks fine without it.
I like him better without it.
Benedict.
Hyacinth says that she's taller than Gregory, but I think this time he actually is taller than her. Whereas in the first season, she definitely was taller. Yeah. Yes.
That is hideous. And I live in an area where people hunt all the time, and I'm telling you that's hideous.
Well, I mean, I do have to say that it is interesting that the guns are held up by antlers, which is unique. Why do you dislike him so much, Portia? Like, okay, I know that he kicked you out of your rooms, but also that was the thing back then. I feel like Lady Danbury's always wearing velvet, and that has to be hot.
I know.
And
Unless
then,
you're like me, who a person who's always cold, where I'd be the only one still in sleeves. And
yeah, no, I'd be happy because I also am always cold. But like, and then the Penelope and it's not Philippa. I always forget the first Featherington daughter.
the older daughter.
Yeah, yeah, like they were wearing like little sweaters. Like that would have to be hot. Ooh.
They're kind of matching. I'm just saying.
Wait, her and
The guy, dude, I forget his name.
yeah, I know. They just said it. I already forgot. But like, what do you mean they're matching? He's wearing green and she's wearing blue.
It's like when it's the front, it looks kind of like a bluish green.
Oh, you're right. I love that he's
just
back.
anything that's gonna make Anthony a little like like I want them to look like a cute couple, just so Anthony can see it. I'm glad they came back too for this season.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it, but I was like, oh, I really liked him.
Yeah.
His first scene that he shot in season 1 was the duel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then the first scene that Daphne and Simon shot together was their little tryst in the library.
No.
In the episode Swish.
Like, hi, nice to meet you.
But they had been doing dance rehearsals. So like that wasn't their first meeting.
Okay, that's good. I love her outfit. Their mom's outfit right here.
Their mom is always so well dressed.
I know.
But it's always like the same cut. It's like there's a dress and then there's a thing that like is bound here and then it opens a little. And I'm like, I don't love the cut.
It's like they all have their style. Like Lady Featherington, it's always that very fitted, you know? Like it accentuates.
I think she's trying to look younger than she is. Do they not break their fast together every morning like it looked like in season 1?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you can't invite yourself over to Bridgerton House, even if you are using your mom as the inn.
He just did.
I love the flowers in Edwina's hair.
Yeah.
Lady Danbury is like, yeah, you take that seat next to Edwina. Screw Kate's opinion of you. See, she's wearing a sweater.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the fact that I'm deeply in love with you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be happy that your sister's getting married and just like out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be happy for your sister. Edwina's like, oh my God, you're ruining this for me.
I mean, I like their banter.
Lady Danbury as neutral.
Yeah. Is she ever neutral?
She's like, oh shit, my son stepped in it again.
He knows. Her mom knows.
Lady Danbury is like, maybe we convince Edwina not to be in love, like need a love match, and Lady Bridgerton is like, no, I'm gonna make my son fall in love.
Other way around.
Yeah, which she's right.
Yeah.
Especially when she had such a love match, and then Daphne, it's like, I mean, we know why because we've read the book why he doesn't want one, but. Probably not proper for a woman to be shouting.
No.
Do you think they have to shoot this multiple times?
I'd be like, no. Oh, the horses? I love that she's.
Well, it reminds me
she's into it.
It reminds me in Princess Diaries too, where like their dates at the party, they're like, let's leave them alone before they start saying that their horse is bigger than the other.
Right. He does not know what to make of her.
Eloise won, so clearly she bet against her brother.
Yeah.
Lord Lumley is like, great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Huh. Uh-oh. Cat's out of the bag.
Well, I mean, he's right.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't know why they have to take the lie too far. He could have said, "Oh yeah, I know him vaguely. We knew back then." You don't have to say, "Oh, I don't know who that person is. We just met today." Because something's
You
gonna
also
slip.
could have just been like all these gentlemen probably know each
We know
other
each
from
other.
Oxford.
Exactly.
It's like we went to school together.
Just like half the other people here.
Like all the rich guys probably went to Oxford together. That doesn't mean they're all friends.
Right.
He's the same footman who was in who took her to the Modiste in season 1.
I think
like
so.
they got the same guy back.
It's like she trusts him to take her places and not say anything.
Yeah.
Did you really think you were going to get that open?
There's a giant padlock on it. Like follow up.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah, you demanded with your privilege.
I'm married to him, so I already have the private information. Thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant to say, I think I said that I'm married to him. I meant to say that he's my brother if I said the wrong thing.
Oh.
I was like, that's definitely not.
Married.
Oh my God. My brain said it right, and my mouth was like.
You're still on the whole part with Colin at the beginning.
I love when they cut to the footman or whatever his role is, and he's like, "Oh yeah, she dressed him down." He's like proud of her. Lady, what's her name? Come on, dude. You know who Lady Whistledown is, like as a entity, even if you don't know her identity. White wedding gown. Again, not.
The way she only cares about the dowry. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're so crass. They're not even whispering.
I know.
Like, Lady Featherington turned around when she heard that, like, even though she was on her way. He's wearing a really nice shade of purple.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the pattern, though. Again, like, I clearly just don't plaid on these people.
It's like, stop putting on stripes and plaid. Don't do it.
I just don't think it's done in a flattering way, because the cuts of the fabric emphasize the fact that there are straight lines on the fabric, which are therefore not straight. And
right.
Or he could just read Lady Whistledown.
Mm-hmm.
You could follow the Bible and just marry each other. cousin of her old husband. I mean, the Bible did it with brothers. Well, she might still be employed.
Yeah. She's like, I will probably still have a job here.
I love a monochromatic look.
Mm-hmm. I meant to look that up to see if they really called them zebras.
No, that's how the British do it. They also zebra.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
But I love the British accent, but I really hate how they pronounce certain words. That's one of them.
The Z being zeta.
They were talking there. I don't remember who, but they were talking about how the queen's fashion is like always a little bit behind. So like her corsets are different than the empire cut that everyone else has. But I hate the empire cut.
Yeah.
It's so ugly.
It's like she's wearing more of the style that was in fashion when she was young, and she's sticking with it.
But like it's prettier to me than the stupid empire. Like I like the more free-flowing. Like I think the like very structured skirts a little bit like I can't believe I'm saying a larger corset is more comfortable.
Right.
But if you've worn one, it actually does provide support, so it is nice. Like working class people had they weren't called corsets, they were called something else, like because they weren't like made as well, but it was for support. It wasn't to make their waist super tiny. Only the high class did. And then people who say that like, oh, they fainted all the time because of that, it's like, have you actually read history? No, they didn't lace them that tight all the time.
Yeah.
They probably fainted because they weren't allowed to go outside and get vitamin D from the sun.
I swear the Queen and Lady Danbury are so cute. All right, we'll take a quick break after this fencing scene.
Colin should have been like, oh, she sounds like a nuisance, like you.
Right?
Why does Anthony get the full, like, fencing protective thing? When he's
older brother.
He's not getting stuck.
He's the only one that
they're
matters
rich enough for that. But, like, they're rich enough to have those vests for all of them. And if he's always winning, he's not going to need the protection. Like his younger brothers do. Like, or even have the brothers share when they alternate who's up against Anthony. The Bridgerton Instagram account just like posted a black and white photo of the three of them in their fencing outfits.
I'll go snag that.
Benedict was like, come on, are we going to fence? You just said more fencing, less talking. isn't everyone younger than you in this season? Because men
Right.
can wait around longer. Like
I know.
just because she's a spinster doesn't mean that she's older than you. If you're so sure it's going to be a victory, why do you need luck?
Wish me luck. All right, let's take a quick break. Did you get the pause in?
Yeah. Oh,
my
not on the timer. The time. Okay. So sorry.
It's okay. People will know roughly where we're at. Oh my gosh.
I'm at 28:30.
I am at about 28, 20, yep, 28, 28, 29. So right behind you. I'm just like right when the Sharma sisters scene starts.
Yeah.
So that's where we're coming back to. Like, I like they're doing a lot of the family stuff again, which is a lot of what I liked from the first season. So we're seeing the brothers, how their dynamic is. Love that.
Yes.
Love that.
Yeah.
And then the scene we're getting ready to see will show some more of the Sharmas, but we're getting a lot of that. So one of the reasons why this was I'm not going to get into book details, but the sister friendship, the sister bond between because you can see already from season 1 and episode 1 and episode 2, she's not treated like a stepsister. You know what I mean? So it gets rid of that negative trope that, you know, the stepmoms are never going to treat the stepdaughter right. And that's one of the things I love about this one.
There is a slight difference in the mom and Kate relationship in the show versus in the book, which I'm not going to get into because obviously this is not the official scripting the book episode. But yeah, I really do love that they don't have that stigma. And what I like about the show more than the books in this, like, not just in this instance, but also season 1, is that, like, you see the families, you see the world. And I said this on the scripting the book episode where it was like, you see more than just the lovebirds. And, you know, like, when I'm reading a romance book, like, the best friend is almost always my favorite person to see, like, in contemporary. But, like, in historical, it's normally, like, the brother of the guy. And then, like, you know, the closest female friend of the woman. And, like, in this, so far, like, because, like, Daphne doesn't have an external Bridgerton friend. And, you know, neither do Edwina or Kate in here, where it's when we get to Eloise, her best friend is Penelope. So, like, it is outside her family, aside from, like, her really close relationship with Benedict. Here, it's like, I care so much about the family because they fill the family and friend roles.
Yeah, they really do. I love that. So I can't wait till we get to the finale. We'll do it maybe next weekend or the weekend after so we can talk about some things.
I know. Oh my God, that was a doozy.
Yeah, you guys are in for a ride this season.
So I was telling Nia before we hit live, I cried from, like, the start of episode 3 to, like, basically the epilogue of the finale of this season.
Yeah.
I have tissues nearby.
Yeah, be prepared. It's gonna pull at those heartstrings.
It, like, really gets you, like, even more than the first season, in my opinion.
Yeah. And the first season, that was pretty good too. But
like, I like the first season.
Something about this one,
it just gets you.
Yeah.
Hits you right in the feels, like, over and over and over. Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Go ahead. we're starting at the scene with the Sharmas.
Yes. Oh, she's upset. I wonder who caused it.
Mm-hmm.
It really wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Pride and Prejudice, anyone? Well, yeah, it left an impression. Trailer moment.
Mm-hmm.
If that's a small token, what does he consider a large one?
I love the
He
look on Kay's
tried.
face.
That was sweet.
He really did. He needed more context.
I mean, he wouldn't know. He was listening, and he'd like, we all should want a guy or female or woman or partner who listens and acts on it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to be inclusive. Sometimes when I watch this historical romance, I like get dropped right back into heteronormative BS, and I'm like, whoops.
Yeah. Oh, that look.
Oh, not, the bunch of money that I got from throwing a fight.
Right. We're gonna ignore that
Poor
part.
Will.
I know.
But the Bridgerton brothers were the only ones, aside from the Duke, who wagered on Will to win the match against the prince's man, which was so funny, where he was like, I'm not favored to win it, and then the Pink Popcast was like, who's he not favored to beat? He's huge.
I know, right?
Quick tip, always bet on the black guy. They said that the black guy of that duo said it. So haha. Ha. Get a dressing down by mom again?
Yep. Anthony is getting a little bit of a taste of what he put his sister through last season, only on the other end.
Hope you'll finally learn it. Yo,
Yep,
how
learn
long
it
has
this
she been
time.
trying to teach you?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
It's like now he gets to see what it feels like, to have someone interfering when you're trying to make a match. Oh.
Yeah, especially when it's like interfering with a fully respectable match. It's not like, oh, this person actually like takes mistresses all the time, like what Lady Danbury said about that guy that Kate had suggested.
Oh yeah. The guys did not have to have the same level of talent as the girls.
That's not a talent. The rolling the thing on the string. It's not even like a yo-yo where like there is finesse.
I know. Like if it was something where he had to spin a balance on his finger or something, but it's like I can hold both ends and make it
You're
spin.
holding both hands and you're just rotating.
Yeah, exactly, Eloise. What?
Applause. Thank God.
But all these girls have to pretend to be amused.
At least there are no creepers like Burbrook, or
yeah.
or even the person that Portia was trying to make Marina, not Mariana.
Gosh, yeah.
My head.
Some poor girl.
Letters.
He picked some poor girl, so yikes to that.
Yeah. Scandal. Turning to the last chapter first. Is it Penelope?
I mean,
oof.
I know. I really thought he was going to say Penelope, and he didn't.
Don't you love how every Bridgerton boy is like, oh, no love. And it's like, what do you think your parents did?
Yeah.
They didn't raise you with such like love and affection, so opposite to the entire ton, for you to grow up to be like, love, who needs it?
Exactly. Like, come on, dudes. They tried to model.
Yeah, like your mom was like clearly upset when Lady Danbury was like, yeah, Viscount doesn't want it.
Mm.
It's not like he's a prince who gives a diamond necklace to, the season's diamond before they're even engaged, like in season 1.
I know. I mean, if I cared about her, I would be really stressed for her situation,
I
because
care
it is a
about
bad situation.
Penelope.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm worried about what's going to happen with Penelope, but she's got her lady whistle down stuff going on, even though she's not making that much money.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah. So,
Yes. You really should listen to your younger brother more,
yeah.
Anthony. He might be the second brother, but he actually knows about culture. Anthony is like, who did you fall in love with while I wasn't looking?
Right.
He does. You just haven't been paying attention. He does apply himself.
Exactly.
See, that was a nice poem.
That was. See, I'm shipping those two.
Oh, yeah, fallen off. More like was never included. All evening, more like the past 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Overruled.
Yeah.
He just stole.
His brother's poem.
Okay, Cyrano. Except at least Cyrano agreed to let his words be taken. Good thing Benedict isn't looking to marry.
It's like, is anybody else seeing what I'm seeing?
Good at this.
Even Lady Danbury's impressed.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't know how you had it in you, Bridgerton.
Yeah, exactly.
She is
He
right.
was in this battle, Kate.
Just because you don't like him is no reason for your sister. You know, like, okay, you don't like him because he said something, but he's not like, he hasn't done bad stuff.
Right. But see, he keeps looking at Kate. Kate's the one who keeps throwing him off.
Oof.
Mm-hmm. And he's obviously throwing her off too. Exactly. I mean, like, Eloise is not letting this go.
Drives a hard bargain.
Yes. Like every time I'm like, oh no.
But this is like a real oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, she is.
Mm-hmm.
Eloise and Penelope.
Yeah. All right, that is it. That is the end of the second episode. That is as much as we are doing today. Oh my gosh. So far it's like I'm, the 2 thumbs up for the first 2 episodes. I like what's happening here.
Yeah. They've diverged from the book. That's what I'm gonna say. Like in some ways, but I love what they've done. And the third episode, like really just in the heart. So prepare for that.
Yes.
And then there's like a lot of angst, but not like, I don't know. It's not like the angst of what happens in the first season. It's more like, oh, I'm actually crying type of stuff. So
Yeah. I love this last speech that Lady Danbury has with Kate, because Kate's
yeah.
like, "Oh, you're happy and you're single." And Lady Danbury's like, "I've already done all the things, and she has money, so that and privilege that Kate's not going to have." It's like, you're not going to be living like this, and you haven't
It's like
lived
we're
yet.
not the same.
We're not the same. And I'm like, listen to her, Kate, because your situation is not going to be. It's not going to be like that.
Do you think we're ever going to see Lady Danbury's children?
I don't know. I hope so.
I want to see, like, what they turned out like.
Yeah,
And like,
obviously.
given she basically raised Simon, like, are they going to be similar to him?
Oh yeah. Well, hopefully they won't have had any of the hangups. Like, I'm definitely curious.
But I mean, like, do you think they'd like have the same cockiness? Do you think like she taught them the same confidence?
That reverence for her is still like, I know you think you can do what you want to do, but I do have the last say. And it's like, yes, ma'am, you do.
Yeah, and it's like, for people who don't know, the prince didn't exist in the books, neither did the queen. So like, they can introduce suitors that don't exist in the book. So like, what if we see, if not in this season, like in a future season,
Yeah. Or what if I don't know what they're planning to do with the spinoff. So that'll be very interesting.
Oh yeah, we could see her kids there because she's younger in the spinoff.
Yeah, so I'm very curious. But so far, episode 1 and 2, here for it.
In the bag.
Yep. So just watch as you get a chance to watch or binge like I'm a binger.
I watched 1 through 6 yesterday, and then I was like, oh, I have to go somewhere. So I watched 7 and 8 this morning.
Yeah. So if you guys watch, we'll do a wrap up where we kind of discuss all the episodes up to episode 7, and then we'll watch episode 8 and then discuss overall what we thought of the season. So
yeah, we'll watch episode 8 like we did here.
Yeah, so episode 8 will be a live watch party. So I'm excited. And this is not the only thing. I feel like I'm also watching Sanditon, but Sanditon's coming out 1 episode at a time. And I'm just like,
Sanditon. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited. It's like, it's a good time. If I had more time, it would be even better. But so we're house hunting, and they put in another offer that did not get accepted. It's a nightmare. I'm like, why? So I'm like, we're getting ready to go into April, and I've got Camp Nano. So I'm like, I'm gonna be so busy. So I was really hoping that they'd have one by now. So we have like one more week. Like, please, I hope they get something. So my kiddo is
Fingers
house hunting.
crossed.
Yes. Because I need this to be over with. Because I'm too tired. I can't even be creative. Like I can't. Like,
Yeah,
very
you're just too
stressful.
tired.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I hope this was relaxing.
This was. I enjoyed this. I watched really late, so but this was much better because I actually get to like kind of like dig into the little bits of it. So
Yeah.
I will probably. I'm also. I'm going to reread the book. I was like, I wanted to watch the season first because I had already heard that there's going to be differences. So I didn't reread the book. That way the differences aren't like fresh.
I mean, like the biggest difference is that they're Indian.
Yeah.
You know, in the books, they're the
Yeah.
Sheffields, not the Sharmas. So like they never left England.
Right.
They weren't living in London the whole time. So like it still is an introduction to other people, but it's not like, ooh, there's a scandal about them leaving England and now they're back.
Yeah. So do you know that Shondaland, they were going to add some, juicy,
Color.
salacious things. Yeah. And definitely some color.
In more ways than one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm happy. Thank you, Zara. You have anything else before we go? Any other thoughts?
No, thank you for having me.
Thanks for
love
hanging
doing
with
this.
Me too, because I'm like, I don't have anyone to talk to about it. I'm like, did you see this? No, kids, no.
I mean, I was lucky and I watched the first season of Bridgerton after my mom because she watched it and then was telling me about it. And then she's like, oh, it's so good. And I was like, I've read this as a book. And she's like, really? When? And I was like, probably when I was supposed to be sleeping. But like, like I read it and then so then I watched it. And luckily with all those sex scenes, I wasn't watching.
I know there were a lot.
Because they kept being like, oh, like a lot of people like accidentally watched it with their parents. And I was like,
yeah, I'm not making that mistake.
Sorry, my food arrived. I'll be right back.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I did not make that mistake.
Hello.
And my husband was not interested in watching, so I didn't have to worry about that. And my kids didn't watch it. So even though a couple of them are definitely old enough that they could have watched it, but they didn't. I was saying that a couple of my kids are old enough that it wouldn't like freak me out if they watched it, but they didn't. So like I'm literally the only one. Like we watch a lot of like sci-fi, fantasy, and superhero stuff together. But like when it comes to like period pieces, they're like, oh mom, we heard that there's a show you might like. And I'm like, I've probably already heard about it, but they don't actually watch it. They just
my mom doesn't
they just want to let me know.
My mom doesn't care that I watch stuff like this. Like she knows that I'm an adult and that but it's like, we don't want to watch it together. And I told my mom, I was like, what if, like, because my grandma, if she were still alive, like, would have loved the show. And I was like, would you feel comfortable watching it, like, with Grammy? And my mom was like, no, because it's my mom. So it's like, that never changes.
It doesn't. But if you watch it separately, kiddo, we can talk about it later.
Yeah. No, I mean, my grandma would have been super cool about it. She was very forward thinking, but like, I can't imagine, like, if my grandfather was still alive, there's no way. Like, I wouldn't have even asked my mom, like, hey, would you be comfortable watching this with your dad? Okay, right back.
Good. Oh, I'm going to get everything closed out. Loki is knocked out. Well, no, he's not. He just heard me say his name, so he peeked one eye open to look at me. He's probably so over me doing a watch party.
Like, oh, you're sleeping, so maybe I'll be able to do stuff. In the moment you're like ready to do stuff, they're like, oh, you're done?
Mm-hmm. Only because I think because I have the room dark, he's just like, oh, it's dark, and you're not playing with me. But the minute I get up, if I wanted to do something else, the minute I get up, he's going to be like, oh, no, playtime.
Like, that's not how this works. He's like, I say it works this way, so it does.
Yes, exactly. All right, Zara, your food looks yum.
Yeah,
are you ready to eat?
I am. Again, thank you for having me. And
you're welcome. You want to tell everybody where they can find you and what you have coming up?
Sure. Tomorrow morning, Nia's going to be joining me on my channel for some writing sprints, and hopefully Loki won't sit on her lap and like prevent her from using one of her arms, if not both of her arms. But I am on YouTube, where I mostly just host writing streams on Sunday mornings, like I am tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. I have a Ko-fi page, which I'm sure Nia linked down below. Also on Instagram and Twitter, and I'm not really on social media a ton, but yeah. So follow my YouTube channel for sprints and my Ko-fi page for fun things. Not everything is paywalled, but if you would like to financially support me, that would be great. And there are benefits to joining a monthly tier. So check those out.
Yep. And you're on my channel. I'm Nia, the Vixen of Fiction. Everything is linked below. I host Scripting the Book. I co-host with Sarah Cahill. The next Writer's Wrap-Up will be on her channel, so we alternate channels. And I also host AuthorTubers React. Zara is one of my co-hosts. We have a great time talking about everything in the writer and bookish community. We have a great time. So you can join us for any of those. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you again, Zara. I'm gonna move over to our outro.